Hey guys, how are you? Vladimir here. This is the weekly summary performance review for the sRs Trend Rider for the week of 7 to 11 of October, previous week. So, as you know, we started a new format where we are reviewing our trades that we took on the past week. The idea is to explain the technical reasons we find and the logic we use when we decide our trades. As always, we work very simple and straightforward. We analyze the pairs in advance, we prepare the direction we are looking to trade, and if we get the setups and the trades in that directions, we calculate and value the risk reward, checking if we have the room for our profits to be achieved, and we trade the setups. And right now I would like to go over the previous week, review the trades, and explain the logic behind our decisions. So as always, you can go to the blog and check out the performance and the trades with the entry and exit images. So let's start. The first one, we had the euro dollar on the buys. This trade failed, but the setup was simply perfect, and here is why. The daily chart provided us a bullish divergence and a bullish pressure. The 4-hour chart had the first move to the upside, and basically we were looking for retraces as two waves or a range and continuation. Finding that, we got the range on this place, and the idea was to look for the buys. So the buys really happened, but in that case we lost. First of all, we got the rally, we could easily cashing out here the profits, but the idea was to let it go as the higher time frames were with us. In that case, it costs us money and made the trade lose. So the analysis was perfect and it worked, but later and without us. Dollar franc had the bearish structure of lower highs, lower lows. We got two waves retraces and trendline breakout, and also a range breakout. Amazing setup also in these two waves, ABCD. Simply classical structure, beautiful combination in a conservative setup, and the pair decided to go differently. The analysis was simply great. The trend looked very well confirmed on higher time frame, and yet it lost. And this is very important for you guys, because when you are dealing with the sRs or any other system out there and you have a perfect setup which lost, how annoying could that be, right? The emotions immediately drop down, and it looks like, oh man, it's like amazing setup, how come it lost? And then the system does look bad, and everything suddenly look like how it was perfect, how it lost. So it's important to remember, even though setups could technically be perfect, sometimes the markets are in different conditions and zigzagging, no momentum is involved, and it will cost us money. As simple as that. So what can we do as traders? Limit our losses. If it's a daily, if it's a weekly, or if it's a monthly, right? And keep working clean. As long as we do that and we respect the rules and the technical analysis preparation, at the end of the day, when the market will move again, we will make money. And you can see that this was exactly the structure for us previous week. It was bad start, right? And then we had series of profits following one after another. So it's very important lesson to learn from. Dollar CAD was exactly like the dollar franc, simply classical, higher highs, higher low structure, two waves retrace, breakout, everything looks simply perfect, but yet the market was zigzagging and kicked our position out. Ethereum versus the dollar here was a great idea of the buys, and here is why. We are under bullish structure, bullish divergence here, expecting corrective cycle to the upside. 4-hour chart was developing in that direction, providing us the move down and a bullish divergence, also confirmed on the lower time frame as a cycle by itself right here, right? We got Here a wonderful move, beautiful divergence in play, right? And basically the idea was we can at least trade to the 50% of this triple cycle and maybe even more room to go. So that's why we were waiting for buys here. What we received was basically, sorry, where my line disappeared, line here. And we basically received double opportunity here. We got a small breakout before that, but we missed it. Then we got the bigger one and the breakout later on. This one broke as well. So the buy triggered right away, and this one finished as a profit. Indices, the Japanese index was a perfect opportunity for us. Beautiful structure here of a cycle with bearish divergence. We got also on the higher time frame. We got false breakouts and lower lows, classical structure of reversal. As per the cycles, we have the room towards 50%, so that's enough room to make profits. And this one turned to be very, very fast, and again as a profit. Aussie versus the Kiwi in the buy direction. What did we have on this pair? Aussie versus the Kiwi with a beautiful structure of a bullish divergence from the 4-hour chart, and the the daily that was developing a bullish hidden divergence for us, and the 1-hour chart which simply following and making the turnarounds with the bullish divergence. So we started to look for opportunities to trade that, and what we got here is basically a false breakout in this trio move down, right? False breakout here, horizontal false breakout. From the longer scale perspective, another false breakout, so this was a beautiful hold. The idea was we are under bullish reversal pressure from the higher time frame. We got a beautiful ABCD here, breakout. Let's erase that. We got a beautiful ABCD here, breakout, and the idea was go for buys. In that case, worked out very, very beautifully. The next one on our list was the pound versus the Australian. Another one that delivered a very nice opportunity. What's under this? What's the logic under this pair? Let me just open that here. So what did we have here? Same story, bullish divergence that was developing on the 4-hour chart. Sorry. Right here, a bullish divergence that basically make a very strong pressure. It actually started even earlier, right here, where we got the bullish pressure developing. The 1-hour chart completed a beautiful divergence by itself for us, and the main part was the bullish trend that we got from the higher time frame. So we got higher highs, higher lows here, and here's the thing: lack of divergence on these highs. So the idea was by retraces, we got right next to the trend line, and with the turnaround from the trend line right here with the ABCD structure, we were looking for the buy opportunities. That was the idea here. Here we received the special cycle structure or triple cycle structure with bullish divergence, 2 false breakouts on the bottom and higher highs. The idea was we are developing a beautiful bounce at least to the 50% of this cycle, so we wanted to go for buys here, and this one paid. Now this one developed annoying because you can see how it was moving right all around. Then the news contributed, and this one ended as a profit. Again, all the higher time frames showing us the turnaround signs. The daily is the main support of a bullish trend. Bounce from the trend line, simply classical opportunity. And the last one was the Litecoin. Without digging too deep here, the classical structure that I love so much of higher highs, higher lows, and 2 waves correction. Trendline breakout of this ABCD or this ABCD. Of course, there was also the last one right here, but again, we didn't see that on time. So a beautiful structure with the support from the higher time frame of this bullish hidden divergence. And basically the idea was to get the further continuation to the upside until we will get the divergence against. So everything lined up perfectly in the Litecoin, and boom, paid us beautifully. Now you can see that we had more alternative instruments previous week. The reason for that was very, very simple. The week started terribly for the Forex, as you can see. And the moves were zigzagging a lot. So we wanted to be more conservative in our decisions, and we were looking for markets that have clearer structure, because the Forex did not deliver at the beginning of the week. We abandoned and we started to look for alternatives with clearer structures. We found that some of the crypto, some of the indices, then on the last days the Forex improved as well, and we would manage to return that. So that's all. This is our previous week. Just wanted to explain you the logic that we have here. How do we approach to analyze multi-time frames into the same direction to see where it's lined up, or where the reversal lined up and expected for few time frames together, and that's all. So the previous week was not super profitable for us, but it's part of the game. Some weeks would be very profitable, some other weeks would be losing, some other weeks would be around break even. It's part of the statistics. What you have to do as trader is to keep working clean, understanding that in the business of statistics and probabilities there will be amazing weeks, there will be less amazing weeks. It's part of the business, and you have to understand it in advance and not get emotional after every single trade that doesn't work as you wish, even though if it was technically perfect. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a wonderful trading week, and I'll see you in the next week with a further review of our positions. I hope you find it helpful, and if this video helps you, I would be very, very thankful if you let me know with your feedback in the comment section below the video. Thanks for your time. I'm Vladimir Ribakov, Traders Academy Club. Ciao for now.